Will I ever be able to stop working? Not retire rich, not hit some fantasy number, just stop working all the time. If that question has ever hit you at 1:37 a.m. while you stare at your ceiling, you're not the only one. My inbox, my comments, my DMs, they're full of the same quiet panic. I'm 33, I'm saving a little, but it feels pointless. How much is enough to retire? I'm 45, I started late. Every calculator says something different. Is it already too late? People online are shouting, you need $1 million, $5 million, $10 million. I don't know who to believe. And the way this topic is usually presented makes it worse. Everyone is yelling. Everyone has a hot take. Everyone has a secret trick or a hack. Meanwhile, you're just trying to answer one simple human question. What number lets me breathe? What number means I'm okay? Right now, it can feel like a mountain you'll never climb. The goalposts keep moving. Inflation, markets, job insecurity. Everything makes enough feel like a mirage. In this video, I'm not going to scream at you. I'm not going to flash luxury cars or beachfront villas in your face. Instead, we're going to do something much quieter and much more powerful. We are going to walk line by line through real numbers in a simple spreadsheet. No hype, no fantasy. We'll build 3 versions of enough: a bare bones retirement, a comfortable retirement, a flexible retirement with more breathing room. And then I'll show you how small changes in your monthly spending and small changes in your savings rate can move you from "I'll never get there" to "I can see the path." Take a breath. We're going to walk through this slowly. Before we talk about numbers, I want to be clear about something. These aren't numbers I pulled out of thin air. I spent a lot of hours buried in spreadsheets for this, testing assumptions, tweaking scenarios, running the math forward and backward. Not for billionaires, not for people living in extreme poverty, for normal people. The kind of person who has a decent income, but not crazy income, maybe has a home loan or rent, has parents or kids or both to think about, wants to stop working full-time someday without living in fear. So let's set up a framework that your brain can actually hold. No complex formulas, just a few simple ideas. We're going to use 3 building blocks: your monthly spending in retirement in today's money, a rough rule of thumb called the 25x rule, and a basic idea of time, how many years you have to prepare. Let's start with the 25x rule. Very simply, take the yearly spending you want in retirement and multiply it by 25. That's a ballpark target for your enough number. Is it perfect? No. It doesn't predict future taxes, policy changes, medical emergencies, or market crashes, but it gives you a realistic, research-backed starting point instead of guessing. So if you want $40,000 per year in retirement, 25x says 40,000 times 25 equals $1 million. If you want 20,000 per year, 20,000 times 25 equals $500,000. We'll come back to this. Now, instead of pretending there is one true number for you, we're going to build 3 levels of lifestyle. Think of it as 3 rows in your spreadsheet. Row 1, bare bones. Row 2, comfortable. Row 3, flexible. Let's define them clearly. Bare bones is simple. A small, affordable home or rental, groceries cooked at home, basic health care, basic phone, basic internet, no regular travel, very few luxuries. Your needs are met, you're not starving, you're not in the dark, but there's not much extra. Let's put a number on that. Imagine that in retirement, your bare bones monthly spending is $1,500 in today's money. So monthly, $1,500, yearly, $1,500 times 12 equals $18,000. Apply the 25x rule, 18,000 times 25 equals $450,000. So if you're willing to live a very lean life in retirement, your enough might be around $450,000. Comfortable is what most people actually picture. A decent home, occasional meals out, maybe a modest vacation once a year, hobbies that cost a little money, replacing appliances or electronics without panic. Let's say that's $2,500 per month in today's money. Monthly, $2,500. Yearly, $2,500 times 12 equals $30,000. Apply the 25x rule. 30,000 times 25 equals $750,000. So a comfortable retirement might require around $750,000. Flexible is not private jet money. Flexible is you can travel more often, you can help kids or parents financially, you can say yes to more things without checking your bank app 3 times. You have room for surprises. Let's say that's $3,500 per month. Monthly, $3,500. Yearly, $3,500 times 12 equals $42,000. Apply the 25x rule. 42,000 times 25 equals $1,050,000. So for a more flexible life, your enough sits around $1.05 million. Already, this does something important in your mind. You stop asking, what's the number? And you start asking, what's my range? Your enough isn't a single digit, it's a band between bare bones and flexible, and you get to choose where you want to land. Now that we have this range, we can talk about the part that usually shocks people: how much control you actually have just by nudging a few dials. Let's start with the first dial, your monthly spending in retirement. This is where it gets uncomfortable, because people usually ask, what investment gives me the best returns? When the more powerful question is, what lifestyle am I willing to fund for the rest of my life? Let's go back to our comfortable target of $2,500 per month. We said that gives us yearly $30,000, target $750,000. Now imagine that after thinking about it, you realized, you know what? I can live on $2,000 a month in retirement without feeling miserable. A smaller place, less shopping, fewer paid subscriptions I don't use. So let's change just one cell. New monthly, $2,000. Now it's yearly, $24,000. Target, $24,000 times 25 equals $600,000. You just lowered your enough from $750,000 to $600,000. That's $150,000 less you need to accumulate. From a $500 per month lifestyle adjustment. Think about that. For most people, finding a way to live on $500 less per month in retirement is a lot more realistic than doubling their investment returns, or discovering a secret stock, or timing the market perfectly. You can't control the stock market, but you can decide whether your future self absolutely needs 2 cars or 1, a big home or a modest one, luxury travel every year or something simpler. That's the first hidden mechanism. Every dollar you don't lock into your retirement lifestyle is a dollar that doesn't need to exist in your retirement portfolio. Now let's talk about the second dial, your savings rate. Because even if your target feels big, the speed at which you approach it is massively influenced by how much you save today. Let's imagine 2 people. Same age, same income, same investment returns. We'll call them Alex and John. They both want that comfortable retirement at $750,000. They both have 30 years until they want to retire. They both earn, say, $60,000 a year. The only difference, Alex saves 10% of her income, John saves 25%. Let's ignore investment returns for a moment and just look at raw savings. Alex, 10% savings rate, income is $60,000, saves 10%, so $6,000 per year. Over 30 years, 6,000 times 30 equals $180,000 before any growth. Even with decent investment returns, she might fall short of that $750,000 target or be highly dependent on markets performing really well. John, 25% savings rate, income is $60,000, saves 25%, so $15,000 per year. Over 30 years, 15,000 times 30 equals $450,000.
before any growth. Now add compounding over 30 years and John's path to $750,000 is much more realistic even with conservative returns. Same income, same timeline, totally different trajectory. Why? Because the savings rate is the engine, the investments are just the road it drives on. Alex might spend 30 years feeling behind, always checking the market, always anxious. John, with a higher savings rate, can be more relaxed about short-term ups and downs because the base he's building is much stronger.